I am here to convince you to go dye-free. I'm going to share my experience, the befores and afters of going dye-free, and I'm going to give you some tips on just how we did it. So I'm going to start by talking about what it was like before we went dye-free. Before going dye-free, one of my children was very, very aggressive. He was just constantly hurting other kids. Our friends could not bring their kids to our house because he would just do nothing but hurt them. He was often kicked out of the childcare at our gym. He was always hurting his brothers at home. He wouldn't listen. You couldn't reason with him. He was not motivated by the carrot or the stick. You could not teach him. You could not discipline him. You could not get through to him. He was very hyperactive. And no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, he was just never well behaved. He is a very strong child, and he is very strong-willed on top of it. So his strong will, his physical strength, and his tendency towards violence was obviously a very, very bad combination. I was bracing myself for an ADHD diagnosis at his next checkup, and I was just praying for an answer because I just did not know what to do. But God was so faithful, and he gave me the answer, and it was going dye-free. I went to visit family, and they have Aldi in their area. We do not have an Aldi grocery store here, but my parents do, and my mom almost exclusively shops there. Now, Aldi is dye-free. And I noticed after being there for a couple weeks that his behavior was getting better. I saw a post on Facebook about how artificial dyes can increase ADHD symptoms. So I said, hey mom, I wonder if his behavior is getting better because you shop at Aldi and there's no dyes. And she said, okay, well, we'll make sure that we're not giving him any dyes and see if that helps. Well, I completely forgot. I gave him a pack of Sour Patch Kids, and his behavior regressed right back to where it was. And we figured it out. We said, yep, it's the dyes. And we found that it takes about 4 to 7 days to get out of his system. So we figured out that that was a problem. So we stopped feeding him anything with dyes. We just went cold turkey. Before I tell you what a difference it makes now, I do want to introduce myself. My name is Dee. I make content on home management, home life, and homeschool. So if this video makes you feel like home, please hit subscribe. But now it is so different with this kid. He's gentle. He's kind. He's sweet as can be. He's still very active. He's just a very active boy, but any ADHD symptoms that I was seeing are gone. Now, he was never diagnosed, so maybe he has ADHD, maybe he doesn't, but I don't want to say it doesn't matter because obviously it does, but in terms of our day-to-day life, it doesn't, because we were able to adjust his diet to accommodate for those behavioral needs that he was having. But it's not just him, it also really helped my older child too. I've noticed that my older child is better mannered, more easygoing, less anxious. He doesn't talk back as much. And together, the boys get along really well now. I am not being dramatic when I say I have different children now. Parenting is so much easier and it's fun again. And I truly, truly look forward to spending every single day with my kids. That's not to say that there aren't still hard days, because believe me, there are. But the hard days now are like what the easy days were before we cut out dyes. And I no longer feel like I am drowning in bad days. So you're probably thinking, where do I even start? And to that I say, don't overcomplicate it. Anything that goes in or on your child's body needs to not have dyes. So you would just look at the ingredients, and if it says a color and then a number, it's an artificial dye, don't have it. For example, it'll say yellow number 8, red number 40, etc., etc. It could be frustrating, but make sure you're checking all foods. It can hide in the weirdest things. Check all medicine and check all soaps and bubble bath. If you have an Aldi, all their food is dye-free, but heads up, their soap is not. And if you don't have an Aldi, it can be a little bit harder to find swaps for things, especially if you do like more processed snacks. But if you're in a pinch and you just need to find something quickly, anything organic is dye-free. I don't know about you, but I don't have the budget for organic snacks. So we just cut out most processed foods and we just give our kids fruits for snacks. But it's surprisingly easy to just check for ingredients and just pick up something else on the shelf. And just try to eliminate them for 1 week. Just 1 week, and see if it affects your children's behavior. If you have any questions, leave them below. I will definitely get back to you and answer from our experience. Normally, I would end my video by saying something like, oh, if this doesn't work for you, that's fine. I'm just some lady on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. But I can't do that because I really think that this will benefit every single parent on this planet. It has been life-changing. Let this be that time that you do listen to some lady on YouTube.